Okay, so let's talk about how to set clear limits for our children. You know, everybody has limits, even we, the adults. Nobody wants to be living in boundaries or within boundaries. Everybody craves towards freedom. So, generally, children will protest against rules, regulations, and limits that we as parents try to set for them. So you should not be surprised to meet protests when you, for example, try to set a limit on screen use or sleeping times and the rest. They will protest. However, if the children gets to understand the why, the reasons behind each and every limit, then it's easier for them to follow those limits effortless. So the right way or the best way to do that is to bring the child to the drawing table. Negotiate these limits with your child. Explain the reasoning behind each limit, each boundary that you are setting out for your child. Let them be part of creating these limits. This way, protest will be minimized and the children easily will understand these rules and will easily follow them without any problems. Let's take sleeping time for example. You call in your child and then asks him, John, what do you think your sleeping time should be? Generally, they would want to stay longer during the evenings or nights. So you would hear them say 10 p.m. Yes? You have heard him. The child has told you what he thinks sleeping time should be. And then you as a parent will then negotiate with explanations. You would tell John, I think that going to bed at 10 p.m. is not good for your health. And it is pretty late. And you would want John to revise or revisit that thinking. So you throw him back the ball to John, and then John would, like I said, protest. Then he will tell you, yeah, but the neighbor, he sleeps at 10 p.m. Why can't I? Meanwhile, we are all of the same age. That is good reasoning. But then this is where you need to tell the child that rules applies differently. The rules at the neighbor's house are different from the rules here. And this is and the rules at home is what applies. And then you negotiate. Okay, if 10 p.m. is not good as daddy is suggesting, what time do you think? Then you would realize that he comes down from 10 p.m. maybe to 9. And then you keep negotiating. Perhaps this is where situational relations can be drawn. Then you inform John, do you remember that yesterday you got up early in the morning and you were very tired and you were late for school? I think it is because you slept late. If you go to bed late, you wake up late. If you go to bed early, you wake up early. So I think that there is a need for you to go to bed early so that you can wake up early in the morning, be healthy and fresh, and get to school on time. Then John sees your reasoning and further reduces the sleeping time. Let's say at the end of the day, you land at 8 p.m. And then John feels that, okay, I have won. I have managed to get my sleeping time up to 8 p.m. Meanwhile, the daddy or the mommy has also won. But the most important thing is that John now owns that limit. He understands why there is the need for it. And he would follow it without you, the parent, shouting left, right, center for him to go to bed early. Even if there is protest, it will be minimal. This is how certain limits can make it easier for you as a parent when you're dealing with your children. So bring them to the drawing table, negotiate with them this limit, give them explanations, and then it makes it easier for you and your role, and easier for the kid, and the kid lives safely in a home with very clear rules, limits, or regulations. Thank you.